Hi. Imagine a farmer. I'm sure you saw this, or even this. You couldn't even imagine a female farmer, right? Unfortunately, I did the same thing. But the reality is that significant chunk of India's farm labor is in fact female and they have real problems. My today's guest Nidhi has made it her purpose to empower the female farmers of India. Her company S4S Technologies that she founded right out of college has been empowering and enabling these female farmers to turn into micro entrepreneurs and create environment of independence in the rural areas of Maharashtra and other states of India. Let's get to know about her journey, what her inspirations were, and let's get to know what her observations are about India's agriculture. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and please leave a comment to show your support. Okay, I'll not take more time. Let's jump into the podcast quickly. Hi Nidhi, good afternoon.
Hi, Kalyani.
So, how's your Sunday afternoon going?
Very lazy. I've been watching Netflix all day. I'm watching this new show called Kohra.
Oh, yeah, even I want to watch that. I've always been curious about how entrepreneurs spend their weekends. I always imagine them reading some cool book and going through podcasts and doing routines. And it's refreshing to hear that you're watching Netflix and chilling.
Yeah, I think that's something for me for sure.
Yeah. So I would like to know, like, we'll talk about your company and your vision and all these things. But first, I want to know, see, now you're a co-founder for 10 years, you've been and full-time entrepreneur, right? So how does a typical day in your life look like?
Yes. A typical day would look like I for my work travel a lot. So
Hmm.
15 days a month I travel. 15 days I'm either in Aurangabad or in Bombay. That's where I spend my time. I'm not a very early riser. I wake up between 8:30. I I would just go and take like a small walk, get go out with my dog. So 10-15 minutes of that. I get ready for work. I go to work at 10:30,
Hmm.
and that's when the day starts. And it ends by 8:39. I stay with my co-founders and friends. So after coming back, we are just having dinner and discussing our day and talking about 10,000 different things. But and then after like 9:30, I would just binge on something on Netflix or on any OTT platform. And I would do anything, like I would have my own time. I would read a little bit. I'll talk to my parents.
Hmm.
Whatever is like after 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it's my me time. And yeah, and that's when after that I'll just go to sleep.
So what's your favorite genre in TV shows or movies?
I like drama. I like thriller. I'm a big thriller junkie. So I really like watching everything related to drama, thriller, and crime. I think those are the things that really tick me.
And I think after the OTT has started, the level of themes that they're handling are just elevated, and it's so much interesting to watch, right?
Yes, I watch a lot of. I got hooked to a lot of things. I also watch MasterChef Australia.
Love
That's my
Master.
guilty pleasure. I love watching it. I watched a lot of. I have a reality television, so I would watch like Keeping Up with Kardashians and and a lot of
So which one's your
things that
favorite? Kim, Courtney, which one is your team?
I like the ambition that Kylie and Kim have. So I
Hmm.
really like that they are doing such variety of things apart from like beauty and their business. They are into like law. They are they have like a fund. They're doing very creative like different things. So I'm really motivated by them sometimes.
Same, I mean, Kylie's such a success story, and at the age of 21, she was already top of the world, right?
Yeah, a billionaire, and they
Yeah.
are all moms. And I think the other thing is that,
Yeah.
my God, like they are such successful mothers as well. I think big inspiration for a lot of working women. I think. And but
Absolutely.
having said that, they have a lot of help. Nothing to take away from them, but they are they are great in what they do, but also they have like a very big family life.
True. And I think the entire family just diversified their business into so many areas, you
Yeah,
know?
that's also interesting to see, like how each one's personality comes out. I'm feeling a little embarrassed talking about this, but yeah, I think that's also a very big part of the tequila brand. There's like a
Yeah,
jeans brand, uh, and yeah, so it's quite. There's a wellness brand. I think they really know how to do it.
true, true, absolutely. And I think Kylie is someone who started young and succeeded at a very young age. And I think you
Yeah,
also said it in one of your interviews or one of your TED Talks that you found your life's purpose very early in your journey. So,
yeah.
can you tell us what it was and how did you realize what you wanted to do?
Yes, so there are definitely early indicators that you get, like things that you get naturally drawn towards or you're naturally attracted to. I was a decent student, but I realized that things that are not coming intuitively to me. So I was in an institute, UDCity, ICT, very heavy on research. I did a lot of my internships in labs, where I realized that like this was not something which was very natural to me. Whereas there was management or like any sort of event that you had to organize or coming up with new ideas, or things that I was reading, watching, or consuming. I think they were very different, very pop culture sort of things that I was getting attracted towards. And my skill set was also a lot more towards strategy, finance, management. And I could be a good student, decent student, but I would not be extraordinary in research. I think that was one very early indicator that I had is was that like though this college is great in research, this is maybe not for me. This is not something that I can do entire life. I still need like a lot of push every morning to go to the lab and do the research. Whereas when I'm working on other things like management related things or marketing or sales or these sort of things, something that came very intuitively to me. I was always excited. I would take initiative. My energy was very high. I would get things done, so I was very good at execution also. So I think one very good early indicator was more on the skill set, not on the sector or anything. But like I think a purpose is a combination of a lot of things which we can always discuss. But one basic thing was for me to realize that things that are more natural to you and things that you really come very intuitively to me. So I eliminated like technical in my fourth year, final year. Third year was when I decided that I experimented. I did a lot of internships. That this
Mm,
is not for me, so I will not be going through any technical route. So that was something uh, that I early discovered. Second thing, which is more purpose on what makes you happy, what gives you joy, what is something which is a little more beyond you, or that actually uh, uh, is more something that you would want to work towards on a larger cause. I was always excited by more social development things where my parents were also initially involved in a lot of rebuilding communities. We are from Uttarakhand, where in the Himalayas there are a lot of natural calamities,
yes.
floods, landslides. Geography is very unstable. We migrated to Bombay just because of that.
Mm,
So the life is difficult there, and our villages are turning into ghost villages.
mm,
And people are always migrating, and the communities are very unstable. So my parents have been involved in rebuilding the communities where they are going to where they are shifting, like a lot of those things. So I think these things were something that I was naturally inclined towards, which was working not in say big factories or not in like any big brand, but more towards things that helped others. Earlier, people said that was like an NGO work, right? Which I which I thought was like a little bit disrespecting the kind of work that the others did. But my parents also initially said that, लोगों को help करने से पहले अपनी help करो, be earn some money, get to a level, and then look at these things. So I was naturally inclined towards more development, like health, sanitation, agriculture, these sort of initiatives, and these sort of companies also, af- uh, where I was looking to work or contribute towards. So I think these were the two early indicators that I found that I want to do something in the development space, social impact space. I want to not do anything technical. I want to do something more on the management, finance, or marketing, like this sort of space. And then I kept on eliminating it, right? Like year on year, I realized that I don't want to work in a company. I want to work for a larger cause. I want to be at a decision making things where my actions could have a very direct impact. So I thought entrepreneurship that way was really good. And I focused on agriculture because the problem was so big. Like at one end you have so much of wastage, and at other end you have so many farmers who are struggling. So it was a big dichotomy for me also, that like the kids are having malnutrition, there is so
Mm.
much farm wastage at one end, and there are so many farmers still in poverty. So I thought this was something which was a very big problem and should be solved. I was not very sure that entrepreneurship is the way to solve it or not. Like the solution for this is either through a non-profit, or like through a research, or working for a big NGO, or working for United Nations. Like it could be anything. Uh, Later on, I discovered that the best impact, or the most highest impact, is what you can create is through social entrepreneurship. So yes, I think that's how I found my purpose. I think very early, like it was not all at once that it struck me that आज मुझे farmers के लिए कुछ करना है. But I think I took very early indicators, kept on like lot of self reflection, reflecting very or like all the time, on a very regular basis, understanding myself, understanding what success means to me, what I want to do, and then also eventually, uh, trying out different things and then landing on to my purpose. So I think it was a good journey, but I caught on to early indicators.
Mm. I think that's lovely. The clarity you hold in your head is superb, like amazing. So,
Yeah,
I believe that post independence, I think most of our country, everyone was farming primarily. Either they were doing agriculture or something related to agriculture, allied service like poultry or something like that.
absolutely.
And 75 years later, still the agricultural system is something which still has a lot of scope to improvement at a
Right.
systemic level, I feel. I grew up in Maharashtra, and every week there was a news that some farmer has decided to commit a suicide because of loan issues, some credit issues, or some other thing. तो बारिश नहीं हुआ या फिर प्राइस नहीं मिला. So what are the issues that you've been working so closely with the farmers, especially the women farmers? So what are the issues that you have observed over these 10 years?
Yes, I think for the longest time, the photo of a farmer for me was of a male figure, right? Where you
Mm.
like you don't assume that, but when you actually go and work, see on the field, it is always the female who's running the household and also working on the farm, and the men are migrating to
Cities.
cities for
Mm.
gig workers, Uber drivers, and different sort of employment opportunities they are looking at. There are multiple issues here. One is in terms of land rights. So farmers' issues definitely are still there. That there is lack of lack of technologies that reach them, the ones that they can afford. No transparency. It's very market driven by the traders, aggregators, or mandis. They don't get the right price. There's a lot of cheating happening that way.
Mm.
There is a lot of wastage because of lack of infrastructure. Also, the biggest problem in India is that land is very fragmented, right? So,
Yeah.
and every generation's keeping on, like it's getting smaller and smaller, which is very different from large scale farming in the West. सो इट डज नॉट गिव इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल टू द फार्मर्स. कल किसी को ट्रैक्टर खरीदना है छोटे से फार्म के लिए, कई कई बार नहीं वायबल होगा. तो there are a lot of challenges related to farming, but I think the specific challenges related to women farmers is first to start us with land rights, which is if you see historically, the land is owned by a male, or which is either your brother or your husband, right? And women don't have any collateral or land through which they can get access to multiple sort of resources by the government. So either subsidy or different types of benefits that they can have. So lack of land rights, they are termed as cultivators and not as farmers. Second challenge that they actually face is that uh, these women have to really go uh, out of their home in search of employment options. They have to take, so just give you an example, that she will wake up at 5 o'clock, even not 5, she will wake up at 4 o'clock, get done her work, will travel 1 hour walking or 45 minutes to some other person's farm, work there as farm laborer, because she either is landless or has a very small land holding. अभी मानसून के टाइम पे तो वो अपने खेत पे काम करते हैं. बाद में शेतकरी हैं वो क्या करते हैं is they are working as farm laborers in other people's land. Either it is harvesting season or cleaning, like different ways they work as these daily wage workers. They work, and for that they have to really leave their family behind. They have a lot of domestic work pressure. They have to like make food for their family and go. They have child care, elderly care, which they have to leave behind. So mobility is one challenge where आपको गांव की औरतें कैसे जाएंगी. वो तो अपने हस्बैंड के स्कूटर में जाती हैं. There's no other way for them to travel, so they have to like come together, get a jeep, and then go. So that means that it becomes like a village work, like village से at least आपको 5-6 लोग चाहिए वहाँ पे जाने के लिए. So mobility is a big challenge for women. They have to really leave their home and travel outside their village in search of employment opportunities, and leaving behind their child care and elderly care. Second thing is that the work that they have is also very sporadic. It's not very consistent work. As daily wage workers, कभी किसी दिन काम रहेगा, किसी दिन काम नहीं रहेगा. वो तो आपका फार्म जिस जो ओनर है वो ही डिसाइड करेगा कि उसको क्या करना है. आज 5 लेबर लगाने हैं या 10 लेबर लगाने हैं, कब हार्वेस्ट करना है. सो दे डोंट हैव एनी विजिबिलिटी कि कल भी काम है कि नहीं, राइट. एंड फोर्थ प्रॉब्लम है इसकी लाइवलीहुड अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो हैं, जैसे आप बोल रहे हो कि अलाइड सर्विसेज हैं, दैट्स राइट, कोटरी है, पोल्ट्री है, डेयरी है, वो गांव में रह के हो सकती है, बट उसके अलावा बहुत सारे लाइवलीहुड ऑप्शंस नहीं है, राइट. सो वुमेन का देन दे आर कंस्ट्रेन्ड, दे डोंट हैव एनी लाइवलीहुड ऑप्शन स्टेइंग होम. दूसरी फैक्ट्री में जाके वो काम कर सकते हैं, बट वो फैक्ट्री कहाँ है, शहर में है या बहुत दूर है, वो ट्रैवल कैसे करेंगी. So constraint becomes mobility, constraint becomes a lot of domestic work pressure. When they come back, they have to cook again the dinner, take care of their family. So it's an additional uh, work that they need to put in, and opportunities for them is very limited, and it is also not very consistent.
Right. And when you speak about working as a daily wage or laborer at someone else's farm, do these women farmers have any kind of say in negotiating the prices?
Yes, now things are getting much better.
Okay.
So those you know e- the government has definitely geography wise set up different minimum wage criteria. बहुत लोग वो follow तो करते नहीं हैं इतना properly, but different geographies के different criteria होंगे, but they know that कि दूसरे खेत में 250 चल रहा है, so it's very well negotiated at the start, but it's not like a daily negotiation, right. Daily अगर उन्होंने कुछ एक्स्ट्रा काम किया होगा तो हुआ होगा. सीजन के स्टार्ट में वो एक डेली वेज वर्कर्स 9 घंटे का एक स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड रेट फॉर वुमेन एंड मेन आर डिफरेंट, वो क्रिएट हो जाता है.
Okay.
एंड फिर यू नो दैट अच्छा मेरे को जाने का है, 250 रुपये के लिए जाऊं कि नहीं जाऊं, या 200 रुपये के लिए जाऊं या नहीं जाऊं.
So, how does your company play a role in this ecosystem?
Yes, our organization is helping them get livelihood staying home. So basically, they for how we are looking at it, it is like a part-time work for them. It is like a gig work, gig economy. You can see they have more control over their time.
Hmm.
They have to think more like an entrepreneur. कि आप जितना time दोगे, जितना ज़्यादा उस अपने business को nurture करोगे, you have more control over गेटिंग द रिजल्ट्स. अब आज अगर आप डेली वेज वर्क कर जाओगे, योर इनकम इज फिक्स्ड, राइट? बट इन आर केस व्हेन वी आर क्रिएटिंग लाइवलीहुड अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर देम स्टेइंग होम, they can definitely earn based on the efforts that they put in.
Hmm. Can you
So
elaborate more on that? Like, what kind of livelihood opportunities are we talking about?
yes, definitely. So we help them set up these food processing systems. So
Hmm.
we traditionally you've been seeing women have been sun drying,
Yeah.
but it is not very hygienic. It does not. It leads to a lot of microbial growth. It's not very consistent in nature. And it cannot be done for all the products. It's done a little bit more artisanal in nature, but and not at an industrial level at a scale.
Hmm.
So what we help them is set up these food processing systems like solar powered. We started with dehydrators. Now we are doing different products. So we help them set up like some of these small farm factories, and what they do is that just staying at their home, we provide them everything like raw material, technology, training, marketing है जिनको कुछ नहीं करना है, उनको बस घर में बैठ के जो रॉ मटेरियल आया है उसको प्रोसेस करना है, एंड जो जितना प्रोसेस करेंगे उतना ज़्यादा वो अर्न करेंगे, राइट? सो वी हैव मिनिमाइज्ड वॉट एंड प्रोवाइड देम विद अ लॉट ऑफ कन्वीनियंस, सो दे डोंट हैव टू take a lot of decisions. They know that like doing one, two, three things, I can earn. This is my minimum, and this is the maximum that I can earn, right? So वो maximum can be like 10,000 rupees per month, and it can also be like 18,000 rupees a month. So it's very dependent on how much they put in. So
Hmm.
it gives them more control over their time.
Hmm.
It gives them a lot of flexibility. They can stay home and take care of their kids as well as elders, and also it gives them an additional income. What they were earning from farm, उनका कुछ खर्चा भी हो जाता है, ट्रैवल का जो नेट इनकम था उनका, वो
Hmm.
ऑलमोस्ट हाउस होल्ड इनकम का डबल डाउन हो जाता है. एंड व्हेन दिस मनी डायरेक्टली गोज टू देम, it gives them a lot of authority. Like
Hmm.
earlier, we used to see that did not, these women farmers did not feel very entitled, like they did not feel that they deserved milk or any sort of more nutrition produce, right? Even they would eat last.
Hmm.
They would give it to their kids, the male members, and they अपने लिए वो बस छोटा सा निकाल के साइड में रखते थे. But today they know that they are also breadwinners in their family. They're bringing the money. Because of their income, it is doubling down the household income. Whatever they are earning through the processing, they feel they spend on themselves. They find more respect from their kids and their husbands, their families. It gives them a sense of confidence that they can do anything. I think more than the income increase or the respect, I think it's the confidence that she feels on herself, that अभी इसके अलावा के आगे मैं और भी बहुत कुछ कर सकती हूँ. So and then yes, I think that's the most catalytical thing, that when you have that agency building that they go through.
Yeah. I think if you're confident, you can do anything, right? And
Absolutely.
sometimes, because of the system that we live in, we forget that confidence is also a skill, and you can practice it through actual results that you see. And I think you're doing a great job by literally empowering people, and I think eventually empowering the next generation, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think the important part to note here is that the sort of conditioning that they have had, right? Like
Hmm.
where they're coming from. यार उनको तो कोई ना अपना उनका opinion भी नहीं पूछता घर में, right? Like
Yeah.
like if you buy, if they are make their families making any decision, they are never at the driving seat. They're not decision makers. Neither the decision is made keeping them at the center, but due to economic empowerment that you have, it leads to, for them to get that freedom that they can today, choose for themselves. It gives them choice, it gives them freedom. I think these are very fundamental in nature, right? Like I'll tell you, like आप भी बॉम्बे में रहते हो, राइट? हमें कभी लगा है क्या कि for us to go to any other place, like for me to go from Chembur to Goregaon, मेरे को कभी लगेगा क्या कि नहीं यार मेरे को कोई चाहिए मेरे को जाने के लिए, मैं कैसे जाऊंगी. It's so difficult for them. We take these mobilities for such granted.
Yeah.
But look at like people in the rural part, for them, for these women, अकेले बाहर आना, अपने हस्बैंड के साथ ही वो जा सकती हैं, कभी हुआ ही नहीं था. सो दे फील अ लॉट मोर टुडे दैट they are really getting that sort of freedom of and choice that they can make.
Will it be possible for you to share a specific story of one of the people? Because currently we're talking very generalistic. If you can give some
Yeah, I'm
specific
happy to.
example.
Too many people, I can always share the ones that I totally love. We work with this woman who's a BA pass. Okay,
Okay.
she is really educated woman. तब के ज़माने की educated थी, but she's handicapped. So she
Mm.
has some challenges with her face and how she sort of looks, and because of that, she like her husband left her. So basically, she got divorced.
Mm.
She's handicapped and divorcee. So in the village, she had like no status. तो दूर की बात है. No one was giving her space, and she has to take care of her kids. She has two kids. Okay, और
Oh.
दो बच्चों के बाद उसके हस्बैंड ने उसको छोड़ दिया. And she used to stay you know in the community place in the village, right? And she used to do वो काम तभी भी करी थी, वो माइक्रो फाइनेंस का, कलेक्शन का काम, इंश्योरेंस का काम, ये सब करी थी. बट शी इज गेटिंग अ वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट, टू 1,500 से 2,000 रुपए में, राइट? उसका कैसे गुजारा हो रहा था. शी डज नॉट हैव एनी लैंड, कुछ नहीं था. When we came to the village, we met her on a bus stop. Okay, she was going for her work, we were also going for work, and we were just chat. She's like, अच्छा बाहर से आए हो क्या? Because देख के पता चल जाता है उन लोगों को कौन गाँव का नहीं है, ये नहीं है. And we just started chatting, and we just started telling her कि हम ना ऐसे ही देख रहे हैं, ये गांव में हो सकता है क्या, हम ऐसी रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, ये वो. लाइक हाँ हो सकता है, करती हूँ ना मैं. She got instantly ready to do it. She had that sort of, she can speak thoda bahut tuta futa English.
Mm.
She's someone who really takes the initiative, and she started processing. And she got like, but we said we need 5 women to process. She went to someone in the village, got them ready, and like does this work, out of which now in the whole village she's like the queen, because and then there is someone who's a role model for other women in the village. So you can imagine, where these people start from. 2 साल पहले उनका क्या status था. Like lot of times these things don't matter to us, कि status क्या है, ये
Mm.
क्या है. But in a village it is such a big thing. So पहले उनका क्या status था, अभी क्या status हुआ है उनके गांव में. That transformation has been immense. It's like been so huge. Then someone came to cover her story. Some people came from abroad to see her work, and she's become such a celebrity in her village. She's inspiring other women to take up similar sort of work. So
Mm.
yeah, it's quite. I think this is just one of them. One other person that like other farmer that we started working with initially. She was the one who took like the risk on us, right? Who gave us a chance. Um, and what now happens is that her son works with us.
Okay.
So he felt that this income increase, or like at that time he was so little and he was still studying, he was not knowing what he wants to do next. He did mass media, and then he decided to work with us. And out of every job that he was getting in the world, he decided to just work with us because he felt that this was something that changed his life,
Mm.
and he wants to work for other women,
Wow.
wants to give this opportunity to other women. There's another woman who who's like really the in our work, she's like the superstar in terms of she earns like a lot of money. She works really hard. And you know what she did, like, so वो 3 साल में उनका ग्रोथ सबसे ज्यादा हुआ है. And she in year one she bought a land, in year two उसने अपना घर खड़ा किया. And then third year, you know what she did? She adopted a girl.
Oh,
uh, like someone in the family did not want to have a girl, and they were like क्या करे अभी लड़की का, and she said I will raise a girl. I have the means to do it. I have to like two boys. I will raise a girl. And you know, these are just some of them. Like, if you hear more of like these women, मतलब, now I'm in my mode. I want to keep going, uh, but yeah, this is going to be the last where, you know,
okay.
one of our MEs farmers that we work with,
Mm-hmm.
uh, her son is handicapped. So it's like handicap means special child actually. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that actually limits her um, daughter to stay at home and not go to school, because she has to take care of
Mm-hmm.
the her
Brother.
brother, because mother is going out, right? Now when you have the work or you have the processing unit at
Mm.
home, the girl's child could go to school
Wow.
and the mother could take care of of her brother. So yeah, like some of them are like totally amazing.
It's lovely. You know, all these stories, I literally have goosebumps right now. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You should come sometime. It's worth seeing.
Definitely. I'd love to visit. Absolutely. Wow. I'm at loss of words, you know.
No
So I
problem.
think your team is of 70 people, right? S4S.
Yeah, we are expanding to now we are 110
Mm-hmm.
for time.
And how many farmers are you connected with right now?
We're connected with 100,000 farmers in 300 villages.
Okay.
तो एक
And
village
these
में कुछ,
villages are in Maharashtra or other
yes,
states?
most of them in Maharashtra, some of them in Odisha and Madhya Pradesh.
Mm-hmm. So how does the process typically begin? Like, do people tell you that this is the village where you might probably try to make some change happen, or they approach you? How does it work? You do your research.
Yeah, for us it is a little market driven, that कि हम क्या बेच पाएंगे or the ones that we can process, और उसके हिसाब से we match where these products are growing. So
Mm.
if we know that we have to sell to our customers onion, then we are looking for onion growing places. That's one, which is raw material is important for us to know कि कहाँ क्या grow हो रहा है. सेकेंड चीज जो इम्पोर्टेंट रहेगा वो ये कि इनकम इंक्रीज फॉर द फार्मर नीड्स टू बी सब्सटैंशियल. इन सम प्लेसेस द फार्मर्स आर लैंड लार्ज होल्डर्स, उनके लिए ये इनकम मायने नहीं रखता है उतना, दे आर
Mhm.
बिग, राइट? सो वी ऑल्सो सी कि ये इनकम इंक्रीज उनके लिए सब्सटैंशियल है क्या, विमेन फार्मर्स का कैसे प्लेसमेंट है इनका, इन द सेंस दैट विमेन क्या और क्या कॉम्पिटिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. अगर उनके पास ऑलरेडी कुछ अपॉर्चुनिटी है जो वो ऑलरेडी कर रहे हैं, या वो गांव की औरतें क्या करती थी, तो लोग बोले नहीं वहाँ पे कोई मिल में जाती थी कुछ काम करने, या तो वहाँ पे वी से दैट दे ऑलरेडी हैव एन ऑप्शन बाय टू लाइक go to the same place. So, and then we decide the geography based on these few criteria. Sunshine days कितना है, because it's solar power, sunlight है क्या, raw material है क्या वहाँ पे, income increase for the farmer hai kya. And after this then we work with various non-profits, government, anyone, any sort of police part, any influencer in that region who can recommend कि अच्छा ये औरतों को काम दे दो, या ये औरत इंटरेस्टेड होगी, या मुझे ये काम लेना है. So we keep like we do a big broadcast. We
Mm.
get a list of women who would be interested to do it, or to get into our program. And that's how we,
And you also provide credit, right?
yes, then we help them that okay, now they don't, like all these women are new to credit, right? Like कभी
Mm.
historical कोई बैंक अकाउंट नहीं रहा, बैंक कैसे lend करेगा उनको. So we help them, get access to finance to buy the equipment from the bank. कि इनको लोन दे दो. नहीं तो बैंक अकाउंट भी नहीं था उनके पास, कुछ हिस्टोरिकल डेटा भी नहीं है. So we recommend them कि इनको इनको आप लोन दे दीजिए. हम इनको प्रोवाइड करेंगे अपॉर्चुनिटी, मतलब बिजनेस इनसे हम खरीदेंगे. ये वेंडर्स होंगे हमारे, तो वैसे ही करके द बैंक्स गिव देम द लोन and then they process it and then we buy from them.
Okay, you buy 100% of the output that they
Yeah.
produce. And what are your target customers?
We sell to various businesses, any food processing businesses, छोटा मसाले वाला हो गया, होटल रेस्टोरेंट केटरिंग इंडस्ट्री हो गया, large brands हो गए,
Mhm.
distributors, exporter, traders, all different types of F&B customers we sell to.
And will you be able to tell more about the products and what are the products that you sell?
Yes, we would currently we sell majorly horticulture products, which are like fruits and vegetables.
Mhm.
We would sell onion powder, garlic mix, sorry, bits, ginger flakes, dried ginger, ये सबसे tomato powder, tomato puree, ketchup. These are different ingredients through which you would make the final product. So
Mhm.
say ginger flakes you're using in Ayurvedic industry, you make like a ginger garlic paste out of it. Onion, so you can make a gravy. Uh, it is used in seasoning industry. Tomato, so you can make ketchup. So these are different food ingredients that go in the final packet food that we eat. That is what we make.
And I remember you mentioning one point about food wastage or food loss. I think I don't remember the exact numbers that were quoted, but you said that due to the perishable nature of the commodity or some other reasons, some stock, some produce is always lost, and some of it loses the cosmetic side of it, but still it has the nutrition intact in it. So, can you elaborate more on that and how you make the optimal use of these products?
Yes, so because of the nature of the farming, 20 to 30% of your output is of a lower grade, right? Lower grade is what is something which does not get the right price in the market. मतलब A grade is आपका सुंदर एक टोमेटो दिख रहा है, एकदम लाल है, शेप भी वैसा ही है. जो आप और मैं कोई भी सुपर मार्केट में आप जाते हो, आप जो छांटते हो, राइट? लाइक when you are looking to the produce, what are you doing? You want to get like all good looking produce, right? You're like ये दबा के देखते हैं, ये ऐसे करके देखते हैं कि छिलका नहीं निकला है, ये सूखा नहीं लग रहा है. So we are like in our minds, the consumers are saying like have defined like historically कि ये A grade produce है, टेबल टॉप वेराइटी है, which is कि जो आप और मैं खरीदेंगे. मैं B और C grade आपको इतना बड़ा पोटेटो दे दूंगी तो आप नहीं खरीदोगे, because you're like पोटेटो तो इतना ही होता है, राइट? ये सब शेप साइज इसमें कुछ उनका डिफरेंस होता है, बट न्यूट्रिशनली दे आर सेम. मैं उसकी चटनी, टोमेटो की चटनी इससे बनाऊं या उससे बनाऊं, दोनों की सेम ही लगेगी. So it is same in terms of how what it is, but cosmetically, which is when you look from outside, it looks a little damaged. You look, this is like something which is ugly produce,
Mm.
एंड यू से कि नहीं, इसको बहुत लोग नहीं लेते हैं, तो क्या हो जाता है, सुपरमार्केट का वो वहां पे वेस्ट हो जाता है. सो ऐसा पूरे वैल्यू चेन में ना हर जगह होता है कि लोग ग्रेड करके बोल रहे हैं कि यार ये ए ग्रेड का प्राइस इतना है, आपका तो ज्यादा बी ग्रेड का है, या इसको हम सही प्राइस नहीं देंगे, लाइक इसको कम प्राइस रहेगा, ये बी ग्रेड प्रोड्यूस है. So that a lot of times what happens with the farmer is that lot of that B and C grade produce का हार्वेस्टिंग कॉस्ट और लॉजिस्टिक्स कॉस्ट इज ग्रेटर देन द वैल्यू ऑफ द प्रोड्यूस. आपको अगर मैं 4 रुपए का बोलूंगी टमाटर, हार्वेस्ट ही करने जाऊंगी, एक एक करके टमाटर करना पड़ेगा. इट इज नॉट लाइक अ बिग पंपकिन, राइट, कि 1 kg का एक बार हार्वेस्ट किया तो मिल गया. टमाटर, भिंडी, ये सबको तो इंडिविजुअली प्यार से हार्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है, राइट?
Right.
दैट कॉस्ट इज हाई. ट्रांसपोर्टिंग इट टू द मंडी, द कॉस्ट इज हायर. तो what versus what you get as the from the market as the price. आपका इतना सारा ऑलरेडी खर्चा हो गया है, आपको प्राइस उसका बहुत कम 5 रुपए मिलने वाला है, आपका खर्चा 10 रुपए हो गया है, राइट? सो इट्स नॉट वायबल फॉर यू टू टेक, तो फार्मर्स वुड एंड अप थ्रोइंग इट. ये लाइक अभी लेके ही क्यों जाना है, अभी मेरे को पता है इसका आज का भाव इतना चल रहा है, ए ग्रेड को 8 रुपए मिला था, बी ग्रेड को 5 रुपए मिलेगा. So they will end up through it. So we what we encourage them to do is that यही जो cosmetically damaged आपका produce है, जो आप फेंक दोगे, ये कर दोगे, उसका वैल्यू एडिशन कर दो. वैल्यू एडिशन करो मतलब उसको प्रोसेस कर दो. आप उसके सन ड्राइड टोमेटोज बना दो. सन ड्राइड टोमेटोज का 1 kg का भाव उसका कुछ होगा 300 रुपए,
Hmm.
राइट. बट लाइक ऑन आउटपुट बेसिस इज लाइक सम 30% वैल्यू एडिशन हो रहा है, 30% प्राइस इंक्रीज हो रहा है उसका.
So one more thing I would like to know is about the name of your company, S4S. So tell us about the story behind that name.
Yes, S4S stands for Science for Society. We all studied engineering. We believe that scientific knowledge in service of people is what we should use, whatever we have learned, right? Whatever is your strength, whatever you know, you want that to uplift people. And that's where the name came in, where we wanted to use our scientific knowledge, what we studied, and we wanted to do it for a segment of people who would see a orbit shifting change.
Hmm.
शिफ्टिंग चेंज मतलब से वो पॉवर्टी में थे अब ऊपर आ गए. हाउ यू सी जनरेशन वाइज लोगों का चेंज होता है ना. आपके
Hmm.
पापा गांव में रहते थे, अब वो यहाँ पे आए. आपके ग्रैंडफादर गांव में ये करते थे,
Hmm.
औरंगाबाद में रहता था, फिर वो पुणे में शिफ्ट हुए उनके फादर, फिर उनके बच्चे मुंबई में शिफ्ट हुए, फिर उनके बच्चे यूएस शिफ्ट. मतलब डिफरेंट, लाइक दीज आर शिफ्टिंग. पीपल आर इकोनॉमिकली गेटिंग मोर एडवांस, नॉट लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, बट
Yeah.
more in terms of there is more economical advancement that is happening. So
Hmm.
we want that sort of impact to have, where people are really moving up the ladder,
Hmm.
and that's where the name Science for Society.
It's a really smart name.
Yes.
So what is going to happen in next 10 years with S4S? What's your vision?
Yes, we want to reach around 10 million farmers. There are 126 million smallholder farmers in India. The number is big.
Yeah.
Uh, this is really the right time for them to be more climate resilient, for them to adapt to more economical, more climate resilient practices, regenerative agriculture. For that, they need income, and through these things, they can get an increased income, and this would make them more stronger to fight climate change. So that's our aim, that in next 10 years we can reach 10 million farmers.
That's awesome. And all the best for that. I'm sure you'll get there.
Thank you so much.
So let me ask you this, you are currently co-founder and you've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. What has been the best part of your job so far? What is one thing that you love to do?
I think the best thing for me in as an entrepreneur is that you don't have any, you're not sort of bound with doing only one thing, like, or one specific thing. You're in this department, or you just, so there is no there, what do you call it? There is no ceiling कि
Hmm.
यही कर सकते हैं, राइट. आपको कल क्लाइमेट के लिए कुछ करना है, आप क्लाइमेट के लिए करो. यू कैन इंटीग्रेट सो मच, यू द फ्रीडम दैट यू हैव इन टर्म्स ऑफ taking, and it is all in your hands, right? Like you are responsible for your own fate, your own results, whatever you have put in. So I think three things in this sort of train of thoughts. One is that it gives you the opportunity is huge. It no day is same. Every day is different. You have a lot of power. What do you bring in? What do you give? It also makes you more fearless. You also get more and more confident that अभी आज यहाँ तक आ गए, अब आगे जाएंगे. So it there is no ceiling for it कि you are bound by your ideas, or you're in your bubble, or you're in your niche. You have so much freedom to explore, try, experiment, fail, uh, and that sort of opportunity is immense. I think for me that is very important, that you are in control. You get to
Hmm.
decide.
So which are a few personalities in business that you are inspired by?
I'm inspired by a lot of them. I admire different thing in different people. I like how Jeff Bezos executes. I like the innovation in Elon Musk. I like how Mark Zuckerberg uh, can really acquire companies, integrate companies, can build a culture, can also uh, really do groundbreaking uh, breaking things. I'm inspired by Ratan Tata's ethics, how they do the business. I'm inspired by Mukesh Ambani, how catalytic his role is in India's growth journey. Because say with Geo, it not only like bought a he did not just earn money, but he also changed the entire gamut how India operates things today. The problem of access, right? पहले access ही नहीं होता था लोगों के पास. Access to information, knowledge, opportunities, exposure. आज with Jio, and they are able to connect everything through. They are able to get all of this through the phone. Yeah, so many of them. I'm very inspired by different things in in different personalities. I like how Narayan Murthy is so grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we are living in such a day and age that we are blessed to get information from so many corners of the world, and
Yeah.
we just have
Yeah.
motivation constantly from every
Because
part.
yes, look at like 10 years or back, entrepreneurship क्या है किसको क्या पता ही नहीं था.
Mm.
Today you have uh, people having like it's an aspirational thing to be an entrepreneur, right? कि हाँ मैं भी entrepreneur बनना चाहती हूँ. नहीं तो लोगों को 10 साल पहले लगता था इसको जॉब नहीं लगी है इसलिए कुछ तो ऐसे ही बिजनेस टाइप कर रहा है या इसको कुछ एडमिशन नहीं मिला है.
Mm.
Hmm. It was not looked as like it was not celebrated so much, right? It was not looked as a medium of change. We still had like the job mindset ki "अच्छा, Facebook ने job दिया ये दिया वो दिया, right? So it has got a lot more respect. Also look at like universities सबके accelerators incubator है. Very early in one's journey you get access to or get exposure to entrepreneurship, जो कि पहले बिल्कुल भी नहीं था. It's most gotten more, lot more systematic and ecosystem has been built.
Mhm.
अभी शार्क टैंक आ गया तो लोगों को
Yeah,
स्टार्टअप वैल्यूएशन ये भी पता है. अब अगर कल किसी के बच्चे बोलेंगे कि मुझे स्टार्टअप करना है तो पेरेंट्स को एटलीस्ट ये तो नहीं रहेगा कि अरे ये क्या है.
yeah.
Like for the longest time my father used to say कि वो my daughter runs a non profit, like an NGO में काम करती है, NGO चलाती है, because उनको पता ही नहीं था क्या बोलना है.
But I think slowly the culture is changing and India is
Yeah,
opening up towards to new opportunities and new aspects. I think it's a great
yeah,
time to live in, right?
absolutely.
So well, let me ask you this question, okay? I observed this about you. I went through all your TED talks, some of your
Oh,
talks at Cisco leadership, you know, and now that I'm talking to you, you've
well,
spoken to so many women who are farmers who are probably not educated that much. So this is like a range of people, and you have communicated with them so effectively and got the great results out of it. So, what is your secret to be such an excellent orator, impactful communicator, and what tips can you give to other people? You know, sometimes people just use different words or whatever, but the real point is never reached to the other person. So, what is your take on that?
yeah, I still don't know if I'm a great orator, but
Oh, you are.
and it is something that does not come very naturally to me. But one or two things I can definitely share is that don't second guess yourself. Like at least for me, where I will lose the train of my thoughts when I am second guessing कि अच्छा ये मैं सही बोल रही हूँ तो इसको सही लग रहा है क्या. I'm sort of gauging their expression, how what are